Welcome to Spiritual Foundations for Life. This is day number 321. There are two critical reasons why we must acknowledge our spiritual vulnerability. First, if we adopt the attitude that Christians are somehow immune to Satan's attack, we actually become defenseless. There would be no need to put on the armor of God, be alert, or to take every thought captive if Satan can't affect us as Christians. Paul urged the church in Corinth in 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verses 10 and 11 to forgive. Why? In order that Satan might not outwit us, meaning deceive us, for we are not unaware of his schemes. Christians are not immune. In fact, Christians are the target of Satan, and ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is defeat. We can bury our head in the sand like an ostrich, but that leaves a huge target exposed for Satan. Second, if we are ignorant of our spiritual vulnerability, we cannot correctly diagnose many mental and emotional and even physical problems. Therefore, we cannot have a comprehensive answer for their freedom. Attributing Satan's activities to the flesh, which is a common error in the Western church, leads only to self-condemnation and defeat. On the other hand, blaming the devil for our own carnal nature is a lame excuse and is just as defeating, because we are told to crucify the flesh and grow out of our old flesh patterns, and we must resist the devil so that he will flee from us. We don't grow out of spiritual attacks, or neither do we exercise our spiritual authority by telling the flesh to leave. We can't tell the flesh to leave. We crucify the flesh. We have to know the nature of our problem in order to have the right answer. According to Luke chapter 13, verse 16, Satan kept a daughter of Abraham in bondage for 18 years. She was a believer under the Old Covenant, and she was worshiping God in the synagogue. She was a God-fearing woman who was under spiritual bondage. And as soon as Jesus released her from her spiritual bondage, her physical problem was cured. This passage clearly indicates that Satan can affect a person physically. 25% of those whom Jesus delivered from demons in the Gospel of Mark experienced a physical healing at the same time. That doesn't even take into account all these psychosomatic illnesses that were cured when people became mentally and emotionally free. Obviously, not all of our physical problems are caused by demons, but Scripture allows for the fact that some are. One of the more intriguing illustrations is Paul's thorn in the flesh. Almost every Christian has heard of it, but very few know what it was, even though the passage tells us. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7, Paul wrote, "I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me." A messenger from Satan to torment me. A messenger from Satan is either a demon or someone who's influenced by a demon. And so to put up with that, Paul didn't put up with that. He took God's grace and he overcame that messenger from Satan. At one time, a co-ed at a Christian university wanted power perfected in weakness. That's what she prayed. She prayed, "Lord, I want power perfected in weakness," just like the Apostle Paul had. So she actually asked for a thorn in the flesh. She started to have symptoms of multiple sclerosis and was even diagnosed with it, until she confided with a professor who informed her what the thorn of the flesh was, that it was demonic. And when she renounced the demon, the physical symptoms left. James teaches that the result of yielding to jealousy and selfish ambition results in a wisdom that is earthly, natural, and demonic, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 14 to 16. In Ephesians chapter 4, verses 26 to 27, Paul writes, "In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. And do not give the devil a foothold." The word foothold in this passage literally means a place, an opening. So Paul is saying, if we allow the devil a place in our lives, any place at all, we can be oppressed. We can be demonized. And he said that we can have that foothold. It says, in your anger, do not sin. So if we fail to speak the truth in love and be emotionally honest and deal with our anger, we can give the devil a foothold. Wow. Our key point today is that recognizing our spiritual vulnerability keeps up our defenses and enables a holistic answer for life's problems. And our key verse, 1 John chapter 4, verse 4, you, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. But it's still our choice to decide to overcome. God bless you. See you tomorrow for another episode of Spiritual Foundations for Life.